Morning Gaffers, welcome to another instalment of the Daily Gaffer brought to you by me, Mr. Wrong and Strong. Gonna keep it very brief today and go through today's or last night's talking points. For me, the main one is Man United's redemption. The BBC lead with the headline, Brilliant Fernandes leads perfect United response. And Sky Sports are saying, Bruno showed his personality. We bounced back from complacency. Those are Ten Hag's words. So, as I'm sure you're well aware, United beat I wasn't say resilient, but they beat Betis, Real Betis, led by a 41-year-old Joaquin legend for all of us that grew up playing PES. But it's a game you would expect United to win, and they did it in the only way that would have been forgivable after the weekend's trouncing by Liverpool. They won 4-1. There were goals, of course, from Marcus Rashford, who nowadays it's not a matter of if he scores, it's just how and when. There were also goals for Bruno Fernandes, Antony, and Wout Weghorst, the pressing machine. My thoughts on the game, like I said, a routine win. My thoughts on the players. Let's start with Wout Weghorst. For me, that experiment is weird because he does a lot of things that I like. For instance, something that might have gone under the radar was when Rashford scored. Weghorst was in an offside position, and rather than standing still and possibly impeding the keeper's view and maybe being called offside, even though it's not really interfering, he made sure he ran out of the keeper's line of sight to give both the keeper and Rashford a clear sight of the ball. So although he was in offside position, there was no way he could be deemed as being interference. So I think he's very intelligent. I think he knows football, Dutch player. So, he'll have this total football philosophy. But I think United could do a lot better with someone a bit more technical, a bit more mobile. I know he's 6 foot something tall, so you don't expect him to be the most mobile. But I think a different profile of player will allow United to get the most out of their squad. Rashford has to play off the left. For me, I like Bruno off the right. Antony, yesterday I saw some good things, 1 or 2 with Antony off the left. However, I feel like Rashford off the left gives you a lot more than Antony would off the left. I think in the league this season, I might be wrong, Antony has 25 appearances and only 3 assists, which isn't good. I saw something on Twitter saying his expected assists was 0.02. Again, not good enough. So, Bruno Fernandes. I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not his fan at all. But yesterday was a game where he was under a lot of scrutiny, or he would have been, had the result and performance not been deemed satisfactory. And he stepped up. He did what he had to do. I think he got an assist. I don't recall. Maybe a pre-assist, and he got his goal, a header. He stepped up to the plate amicably. On the weekend, they've got Southampton. Again, we expect United to win. Straightforward win. But anything's possible in the Premier League. And last but not least, I want to go to Marcus Rashford. He gets a lot of stick, despite his goals. But all he can do is score. Rashford, for me, is a weird one because I feel like he's most potent coming in off the left. He's got 14 Premier League goals. I think he's got 24 in all comps this year. But with regards to the Premier League, 3 assists, which again, for a wide player isn't good enough. However, he more than compensates with his goals. So hate all you want. For me, with Rashford, the proof is in the pudding, and I think as long as he keeps doing less dribbling, less passing, and is focusing on being in the area at the right time, a bit like what Ronaldo did. I think years ago, for Cristiano Ronaldo, it clicked, and he realised I've just got to be in this place here and put the ball in the back of the net, because when all's said and done, that's the only thing that matters, putting the ball in the back of the net. So redemption for United with a resounding 4-1 win against Joaquin's Real Betis. I'm just realised something. Joaquin's name, okay. Joaquin Sanchez Rodriguez. I may have known that at one stage, but it escaped me now. But Joaquin Sanchez Rodriguez, simply known as Joaquin, who is going to be 42 in July. Legend of the game. Where did he go? Because he's from Betis. Valencia. That's what he done. He even did the whole Malaga thing when they had the money. So that means he would have been there with probably Isco, Carzola. There was a defender in that Malaga side of 2012. It's not showing up here. Cool. Anyways, enough about United. Let's move on to Arsenal as well, who played last night. And Arteta said that... He said a couple of things, actually. He said that Arsenal need to eliminate these mistakes if they're to win games. They wanted their fluid best last night, but they didn't lose in a hostile environment, and I think the result keeps them honest going into the second leg, and also going into a big game on the weekend against Fulham. They'll know that they've got to step it up. Aside from the goalkeeper and Jacob Kivior and Fabio Vieira and Reece Nelson, they were playing the full-strength squad. So now that I've said that, it doesn't really make any sense. There was like 4 players missing. However, it's still a squad that Arsenal and Arsenal fans would have expected to get a result better than a 2-2 draw. Arteta's also come out and said that dangerous Fabio Vieira deserves more minutes. So he's basically acknowledged that Vieira is a very good player and he needs to play more. And the only thing standing between Vieira and more game time currently seems to be the brilliance of Martin Ødegaard. So that's kind of a good problem to have. And I think as long as Fabio Vieira is understanding, which he seems to be, he'll bide his time. And he's only 22 years old. People forget that. I think Ødegaard is a year or two older. Ødegaard's 2 years older. So, Vieira's still a very young man. Let's see what else we have. This is what I saw actually. So last night, Paul Pogba was dropped by Juve for their Europa League game against... How can I not know who they played? This is terrible, guys. I honestly only open up the news as I do this. I don't want to come in with any biases or any things I thought of before. Did they not play yesterday? Oh, that's the Conference League. There we go. Freiburg. Juve played Freiburg last night and they won 1-0 thanks to Angel Di Maria, who is a legend, and a lot of people don't know this. But Paul Pogba dropped for disciplinary reasons just 2 games into his comeback. We're not sure what the reasons were, but there was talk a few weeks ago that Juve are ready to rip up his contract and just release him less than a year after his return. He only made his re-debut in last weekend's 4-2 win against maybe Lazio. I forget who they were playing last weekend, but that was his re-debut. I think a lot of this is just paper talk and gossip. but he was dropped last night. Elsewhere in Europe, Goal.com are saying should Messi retire or go back to Barcelona? Either way, he doesn't need to waste any more time at a toxic PSG. I did see some comments this morning from Samir Nasri, who said that you see what happens when you build a team around Messi. He's referring to the Argentina team that won the World Cup, and I guess also to the Barcelona teams that were so dominant for so long. And he's saying at PSG, the team just isn't built around him. It's not built for him. They're not playing for him, and therefore this is what you get. So it's a bit tricky for PSG though, because how can you build a team around one superstar when you have a team with three superstars in Neymar, Messi and Mbappe? So it's a very difficult one. But essentially what Mark Doyle for Goal.com is saying is that whatever Messi does, he needs to just get the hell out of Barcelona. Out of PSG, whether it's back to Barcelona or to Newell's or to Inter Miami or to retirement. But the conditions at PSG just aren't good enough. PSG are a failure of a club. Let's be honest. I said this yesterday and I'm going to say it again today. They would walk that league every year without superstars. They don't have to buy the best from the world, because they can really just buy the best from their own league. And it's not fun anymore. Will they ever win the Champions League? I don't see it anymore. I think this was the season. I think they hedged all their bets on this season. And until they get I'm going to say decent coach. Yeah, decent coach. Gautier is good, but he's clearly not the one to lead them. There were some promising signs early on in the season when he implemented the 3-4-3 system and found a way to fit in Messi, Mbappe and Neymar all in the squad, all in their preferred positions. But it all went tits up when Mbappe decided that he no longer wants to play down the middle. He wants to play on the left. It's the egos. So until PSG get rid of these big egos and also find a coach with a long-term philosophy and long-term plan, I don't see them succeeding in Europe. It could be another 5 or 6 years. The issue that they have though is that they're just going to keep on throwing money at the problem and buying the biggest and the brightest and the shiniest toys, and they're going to keep getting the same results, doing the same thing, hoping for a different result. What else do we have? Still on Goal.com. Erling Haaland, has he been found out? So they're saying Erling Haaland had 6 goalless games in 8 matches. Erling Haaland has had 6 goalless games in 8 matches. Wow, I didn't know that. They're saying, have defences worked out how to stop the Man City striker? It's a bit weird this for Haaland, because he'll go a game or two without scoring and then score 1 or 2 or 3 and we will forget. Me personally, I'm going to say, with regards to the question, have defences worked out how to stop the Man City striker? I'm going to go back to the FA Cup game between Man City and Arsenal, where it was Rob Holding in the first half at least against Haaland, and people were laughing, saying that Haaland manhandled Holding. Holding had no chance. However, he didn't score. That's what people forget. And you ask yourself, if someone of Rob Holding's stature, who by all means isn't one of the world's best defenders, knows how to stop Haaland, maybe others do too. He is very fast and very strong, and he does hit the ball very hard. But he still, for me, these are just my thoughts, still hasn't learned the art of football. Like I think Thierry said it a few weeks back, said that he needs to know when to make certain runs, i.e. if KDB has the ball, I can make that straight run. However, if Foden has the ball, maybe I need to hang back and play him a 1-2 and so forth and so forth. And I think he's still learning, and the learning curve is very, very, very steep. So have defenses figured out how to stop Haaland? I am going to say, si, senor. But he'll still score because he is inevitable. And that is pretty much it for today's Daily Gaffer. But before I end, I'm just going to go through... I'll have to go through the BBC's gossip column. So, sticking with Erling Braut Haaland, Real Madrid are considering a summer move for the Man City striker as part of a plan to bring in a new generation of young stars that also includes Jude Bellingham. I can't see Haaland leaving. Oh Lord, my mess. I can't see Haaland leaving this summer. No, for me, it makes no sense. PSG apparently are in for Harry Maguire for 50 mil, and I think he'll do great in that league. Believe you me. Bayern Munich president, or Honorary President, Uli Hoeneß, says it would be awesome if the German champions made a move for Tottenham's England striker Harry Kane. And he also went on to say the day that the club spends 100 million euros on a transfer is coming. Oh Lord. Man United are now in for Mason Mount. I don't think he fits there. Oh, hold on. No, doesn't fit Man United system for me. Pochettino keen to return to Spurs. Firmino could be joining Ronaldo at Al Nassr, or go to the MLS. I think he still has a bit to give in Europe. Tottenham are looking at either Pochettino or Tuchel as a replacement for Conte. Thomas Frank and Marco Silva of Brentford and Fulham, respectively, are on a 5-man shortlist to replace Conte. I think Thomas Frank could do well at Tottenham, personally. Tottenham fans, what do you think? City could be selling Laporte this summer if they can secure a top-level replacement. Dybala to United for as little as 11 million, despite only joining Roma in the summer. Wow. 29-year-old Dybala. The evergreen Dybala. Barca now apparently want Cancelo from Man City because apparently Bayern Munich have no plans to make his loan switch permanent. Ward-Prowse to Newcastle. And on that note there, guys, I'm going to call it a day. This has been Daily Gaffer. I've been Wrong and Strong, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace out.